Imagine, for a moment, the sting of someone's sharp words cutting into your self-esteem, the heat rising in your chest as you feel the burn of disrespect. It's an all-too-common scenario, one that many of us face regularly, and it can leave us feeling hurt, angry, and even questioning our worth. But what if I told you that this painful experience could be transformed into a source of strength and wisdom? What if, through a shift in perspective and a few ancient principles, you could turn disrespect into a powerful tool for personal growth? Disrespect is an undeniable part of the human experience. Whether it comes from a stranger on the street, a colleague at work, or even a loved one, the feeling of being undervalued or insulted can be deeply unsettling. It shakes the foundations of our self-worth and challenges our emotional stability. But while the experience itself is universal, the way we react to it can vary dramatically. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a unique and profoundly effective approach to managing disrespect, transforming it from a source of pain into a catalyst for personal development. The core principle of Stoicism that we'll explore today is the idea that we are not disturbed by events themselves, but by our reactions to them. This concept, articulated by the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, emphasizes that while we may not have control over what happens to us, we have complete control over how we interpret and respond to those events. Disrespect, then, is not inherently harmful. It is our judgment of the situation that determines its impact on us. By altering our perception, we can change our experience of disrespect and, in doing so, reclaim our power over it. So how do we begin this transformation? The first step is self-reflection. When faced with disrespect, it's natural to react defensively or lash out in anger. However, Stoicism teaches us to pause and turn our attention inward. Reflecting on ourselves allows us to gain a deeper understanding of our own thoughts and feelings, providing clarity and perspective. This process of self-examination is crucial because the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. If we allow negative thoughts to dominate our minds, we will inevitably experience negativity in our lives. Conversely, by cultivating positive and rational thoughts, we can create a life filled with peace and stability. One practical method of self-reflection is to ask ourselves a series of objective questions whenever we encounter disrespect. For example, is there any truth to what the person said? Have I done something to contribute to this situation? Are my feelings about this justified, or am I overreacting? By honestly answering these questions, we can separate our emotions from the facts and gain a clearer understanding of the reality of the situation. This rational approach helps us to respond rather than react, ensuring that our actions are based on careful consideration rather than impulsive emotion. Another essential aspect of Stoic philosophy is the importance of maintaining control over our emotions. When we allow ourselves to be swept away by anger or hurt, we lose our ability to think clearly and act rationally. Stoicism teaches us to learn the art of pausing, to take a step back from the immediate emotional response and regain our composure. This pause, however brief, can make all the difference in how we handle disrespect. It gives us the space to choose a response that aligns with our values and principles, rather than one that we might later regret. In addition to pausing, cultivating empathy can be a powerful tool in managing disrespect. By trying to understand the other person's perspective, we can often reduce our negative feelings and gain a sense of compassion. Ask yourself, why might this person be acting this way? What struggles or insecurities might they be dealing with? By considering these questions, we can shift our focus from our own hurt to a broader, more understanding view of the situation. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but it does mean recognizing that everyone has their own battles and that sometimes their disrespectful actions are more a reflection of their internal struggles than of our worth. Empathy not only helps to reduce our own anger, but also paves the way for more constructive interactions. When we respond with kindness and respect, even in the face of disrespect, we often disarm the other person and create an opportunity for positive dialogue. This approach aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control. We may not be able to change the other person's behavior, but we can control our own actions and choose to act with integrity and compassion. As we delve deeper into Stoic principles, we'll find that the philosophy offers a wealth of wisdom on dealing with life's challenges, including disrespect. By integrating these teachings into our daily lives, we can develop the emotional resilience and inner strength needed to navigate any situation with grace and wisdom. Remember, it's not the event itself that disturbs us, but our reaction to it. Through self-reflection, rational thinking, emotional control, and empathy, we can transform disrespect into an opportunity for growth and empowerment. When we learn to pause and cultivate empathy, we begin to see disrespect not as a personal attack but as an opportunity for deeper understanding and compassion. It's in this space of pause and empathy that we can harness the power of rational responses. Rational responses stem from our ability to think clearly and objectively about a situation, rather than being driven by our immediate emotional reactions. One of the key practices to foster this rational response is to continually focus on the quality of our thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, emphasized that the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. If our thoughts are clouded by negativity, anger, or resentment, our lives will reflect these emotions. On the other hand, if we nurture thoughts of wisdom, understanding, and compassion, we create a life that mirrors these virtues. When faced with disrespect, we should ask ourselves, what thoughts are dominating my mind right now? Are these thoughts helping me or harming me? By scrutinizing our thoughts, we can identify and discard those that do not serve us, replacing them with ones that promote a rational and balanced perspective. This practice not only helps us respond to disrespect more effectively but also enriches our overall mental and emotional well-being. Additionally, it's essential to reflect on the truth of the situation and our role within it. Often, disrespect can trigger a defensive reaction, leading us to blame others entirely for our discomfort. However, a more balanced approach involves considering our own actions and behaviors. Have we contributed to the situation in any way? Is there any validity to the other person's perspective? By honestly examining our role, we can address any underlying issues and take responsibility for our part, if any. This level of introspection not only promotes personal growth but also helps us respond to others with greater fairness and understanding. Another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal is the practice of asking objective questions. When confronted with disrespect, take a moment to ask yourself, is this really about me, or is it more about the other person? What evidence do I have to support my initial reaction? Am I seeing the situation clearly, or am I letting my emotions cloud my judgment? These questions help to ground us in reality and strip away the layers of emotional distortion that can cloud our understanding. By focusing on the facts, we can develop a more rational and measured response, rather than reacting impulsively. Learning to pause is another critical component of managing disrespect effectively. In the heat of the moment, our emotions can easily get the better of us, leading to reactions that we might later regret. By taking a brief pause, we give ourselves the opportunity to step back from our immediate emotional response and regain our composure. This pause doesn't have to be long. Even a few seconds can be enough to shift our mindset from reactive to reflective. During this pause, we can remind ourselves of the Stoic principles we've discussed and choose a response that aligns with our values and principles. Empathy, too, plays a crucial role in transforming our experience of disrespect. By striving to understand the other person's perspective, we can often uncover the underlying reasons for their behavior. Perhaps they are dealing with their own struggles or insecurities, which are manifesting as disrespect. By considering these possibilities, we can approach the situation with greater compassion and less anger. This empathetic approach not only helps to reduce our own negative feelings, but also opens the door to more constructive and positive interactions with others. Through empathy, we can also practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior or letting others off the hook. Rather, it's about freeing ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment. When we hold on to these negative emotions, we give the other person power over our peace of mind. By choosing to forgive, we reclaim that power and allow ourselves to move forward with a sense of freedom and inner peace. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, a way to release the hold that past hurts have on us and to create space for healing and growth. As we navigate the complexities of dealing with disrespect, it's important to remember that our ultimate goal is to maintain our dignity and integrity. Stoicism teaches us to focus on virtue, cultivating qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues act as our guiding principles, helping us to respond to life's challenges with grace and strength. When we prioritize virtue over our immediate emotional reactions, we maintain our sense of self-respect and inner peace, regardless of how others may treat us. Acceptance is another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy that can significantly aid in managing disrespect. By distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot, we can focus our energy on what truly matters. We cannot control the actions or words of others, but we can control our own responses and attitudes. By accepting this distinction, we free ourselves from the frustration and helplessness that often accompany feelings of disrespect. Instead, we can direct our efforts toward maintaining our own virtue and inner peace. Inner peace comes from accepting that disrespect is a part of life. It's an inevitable aspect of human interactions, and we will encounter it at various points in our lives. By accepting this reality, we can approach such situations with a sense of calm and resilience, knowing that they are a natural part of the human experience. This acceptance doesn't mean condoning disrespectful behavior, but rather recognizing that our power lies in our response, not in changing others. In sum, the principles of Stoicism offer a profound and practical approach to dealing with disrespect. Through self-reflection, rational thinking, emotional control, empathy, and a focus on virtue and acceptance, we can transform our experience of disrespect from one of pain and frustration to one of growth and empowerment. By integrating these teachings into our daily lives, we can navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom, strength, and inner peace. Embracing humor is another powerful strategy in the Stoic toolkit. When faced with disrespect, injecting a bit of humor can significantly alter the emotional landscape of the situation. Humor helps us maintain emotional balance and prevents us from taking ourselves or the situation too seriously. It serves as a reminder that most instances of disrespect are minor and temporary. By laughing at the absurdity of certain situations, we can diffuse tension and maintain a sense of perspective. This doesn't mean we should mock the other person or the situation, but rather find a lighthearted way to navigate through it. Setting clear boundaries is essential for maintaining self-respect and ensuring that others understand the limits of acceptable behavior. Boundaries are not about building walls or cutting people off. They are about creating a healthy space where mutual respect can thrive. When someone disrespects us, it's important to assertively communicate our boundaries. This might involve calmly expressing how their behavior is affecting us and what we expect moving forward. By being clear and assertive, we protect our self-respect and signal to others that we value ourselves and expect the same from them. Setting boundaries also helps prevent future instances of disrespect, as others become aware of the limits we've established. Forgiveness, as previously mentioned, is a powerful tool for emotional liberation. It's important to reiterate that forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves. By letting go of anger and resentment, we free ourselves from the negative emotional burden that comes with holding on to grudges. This doesn't mean we forget or condone the disrespectful behavior, but rather that we choose to release its grip on our emotional well-being. Forgiveness allows us to move forward with a lighter heart, greater peace, and a renewed focus on our own growth and happiness. Changing our perspective on disrespect is crucial for maintaining emotional resilience. Often, we magnify the impact of disrespect by viewing it as a significant affront to our dignity. However, by shifting our perspective, we can see it for what it truly is, a minor and temporary event that does not define us. One way to change our perspective is to view disrespect as an opportunity for personal growth. Each instance of disrespect can be seen as a test of our emotional strength and an opportunity to practice the Stoic principles we've discussed. By reframing disrespect in this way, we can approach it with a sense of curiosity and learning rather than as a threat to our self-worth. Another perspective shift involves recognizing the impermanence of disrespect. Just as clouds pass through the sky, so too do moments of disrespect pass through our lives. They are transient and do not have a lasting impact unless we allow them to. By reminding ourselves of this impermanence, we can reduce the emotional weight we assign to these moments and maintain a more balanced and grounded outlook. To further shift our perspective, we can practice gratitude. Even in the face of disrespect, there are always aspects of our lives for which we can be grateful. By focusing on these positive elements, we can counterbalance the negative emotions that disrespect may evoke. Gratitude helps us maintain a broader view of our lives and prevents us from getting bogged down by temporary setbacks. It fosters a sense of appreciation and contentment that can greatly enhance our emotional resilience. As we integrate these strategies into our lives, it's important to remember that the journey toward mastering emotional responses is ongoing. We will inevitably encounter moments of disrespect that challenge our composure and test our commitment to these principles. However, by consistently practicing self-reflection, rational thinking, emotional control, empathy, virtue, acceptance, humor, boundaries, forgiveness, and perspective shifts, we strengthen our ability to navigate these challenges with grace and wisdom. In moments when we falter, it's essential to practice self-compassion. We are human, and it's natural to have emotional reactions. What matters most is our intention to learn and grow from each experience. By treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, we create a supportive inner environment that fosters continuous improvement and resilience. If you're finding value in these insights and feel empowered to handle life's challenges with greater wisdom and calmness, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Your support helps us continue to share valuable teachings that can make a positive difference in our lives. Thank you for being part of our community, and together, let's cultivate a life of inner peace and strength. Reflecting on oneself is an essential component of dealing with disrespect in a constructive manner. Often, our immediate reactions to disrespect are fueled by our own insecurities, unresolved emotional issues, or previous experiences. By taking the time to examine our own thoughts and feelings, we gain a deeper understanding of why certain words or actions trigger strong emotional responses in us. Self-examination involves asking ourselves critical questions. Why did this particular instance of disrespect bother me so much? What underlying fears or beliefs are being activated here? By gaining clarity on our own internal landscape, we can approach the situation with greater awareness and emotional intelligence. The quality of our thoughts plays a pivotal role in determining the quality of our life. Negative, judgmental, or self-deprecating thoughts can exacerbate feelings of disrespect and lead to a cycle of negative emotions. To break this cycle, it's important to cultivate a mindset rooted in positivity, resilience, and rationality. Embracing the Stoic practice of observing our thoughts without judgment allows us to identify and challenge harmful thought patterns. Instead of immediately reacting to disrespect with anger or hurt, we can pause and assess whether our thoughts are based on objective reality or distorted perceptions. By consciously choosing thoughts that promote understanding, compassion, and self-empowerment, we elevate our overall well-being and response to disrespect. Asking ourselves objective questions about the situation is another effective strategy for managing disrespect. These questions help us detach from our emotional reactions and gain a clearer perspective. For instance, we might ask, is there any truth to what the other person is saying? Is this a recurring pattern in my interactions? What role, if any, have I played in this dynamic? By seeking the truth and understanding our own contributions, we can respond more rationally and constructively. This process of self-inquiry not only helps us address the immediate issue but also fosters personal growth and improved relationships over time. Ensuring that our actions are based on rational judgment rather than impulsive reactions is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. When faced with disrespect, it's easy to react with anger, defensiveness, or retaliation. However, these reactions often escalate the situation and lead to further conflict. Instead, by pausing and allowing ourselves time to reflect, we can choose responses that are thoughtful and aligned with our values. Rational responses involve considering the long-term consequences of our actions and striving to act in a manner that promotes harmony and mutual respect. By grounding our actions in reason rather than emotion, we uphold our dignity and integrity even in challenging circumstances. Learning to pause before reacting is a powerful tool for emotional control. In moments of disrespect, our immediate impulse may be to defend ourselves or lash out. However, by taking a moment to pause, breathe, and center ourselves, we regain control over our emotions and reactions. This brief pause allows us to sift through our initial feelings, observe them without judgment, and choose a response that aligns with our principles. Practicing this pause regularly strengthens our ability to remain calm and composed in the face of disrespect, transforming our interactions and reducing the likelihood of regretful actions. Empathy is a key ingredient in transforming how we deal with disrespect. By making an effort to understand the other person's perspective, we can uncover the underlying reasons for their behavior. Perhaps they are experiencing their own struggles, insecurities, or misunderstandings. Empathy does not excuse disrespectful behavior, but it does provide context that can reduce our anger and foster compassion. When we approach the situation with empathy, we are more likely to respond in a manner that de-escalates tension and promotes constructive dialogue. This shift in perspective can turn a potential conflict into an opportunity for deeper connection and understanding. The practice of empathy naturally leads to a reduction in negative feelings. When we make an effort to see the world through someone else's eyes, we humanize them and recognize their shared humanity. This realization can soften our anger and resentment, replacing them with compassion and patience. By reducing negative feelings, we create space for more positive and constructive emotions to flourish. Our interactions become less about winning or defending and more about finding common ground and mutual respect. Responding with kindness and respect, even in the face of disrespect, is a powerful demonstration of our inner strength and integrity. It takes courage and wisdom to choose kindness when provoked, but this choice often has a transformative effect on the dynamic. By treating others with the respect we wish to receive, we set an example and create an environment where respectful interactions are more likely to occur. This doesn't mean we ignore disrespect or fail to set boundaries, but rather that we choose to uphold our values of kindness and respect regardless of how others behave. The focus on virtue is central to Stoic philosophy. By prioritizing the development of qualities such as wisdom, courage, and integrity, we build a solid foundation from which to navigate life's challenges. In the face of disrespect, a virtuous approach encourages us to maintain our dignity and act in ways that reflect our highest values. This focus on virtue over emotions ensures that our actions are not swayed by fleeting feelings but are grounded in a deeper sense of purpose and moral clarity. Maintaining dignity and integrity is essential in dealing with disrespect. Even when others behave poorly, we have the power to choose our response. By holding steadfast to our principles and conducting ourselves with honor, we preserve our self-respect and earn the respect of others. This steadfastness in virtue not only protects us in the moment but also builds a reputation for being fair, composed, and principled. Acceptance is another critical aspect of dealing with disrespect. Understanding that we cannot control others' actions, but only our responses, allows us to maintain inner peace. By accepting that disrespect is an inevitable part of life, we reduce the emotional turmoil associated with it. This acceptance doesn't mean we condone the behavior, but rather that we recognize our power lies in how we choose to respond to it. Humor can be a surprisingly effective tool for maintaining emotional balance in the face of disrespect. By finding the lighter side of a situation, we can diffuse tension and reduce the emotional weight of the interaction. Humor helps us to see the absurdity in certain behaviors and reminds us not to take ourselves too seriously. When we can laugh at the situation, or even at ourselves, we reclaim our power and demonstrate that we are not easily rattled. This lighthearted approach not only helps us stay calm but also can disarm the other person, leading to a more relaxed and amicable outcome. Setting clear boundaries is another crucial aspect of dealing with disrespect. While it's important to respond with kindness and empathy, it's equally important to assertively communicate our limits. Boundaries are essential for protecting our self-respect and ensuring that we are not taken advantage of. By calmly and clearly expressing what is and isn't acceptable, we teach others how to treat us. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being confrontational. It means valuing ourselves enough to stand up for our needs and well-being. When we consistently enforce these boundaries, we create healthier and more respectful relationships. Forgiveness is a powerful act that can significantly alter our response to disrespect. Holding on to anger and resentment only harms us, keeping us trapped in a cycle of negativity. Forgiveness is not about condoning the other person's behavior or forgetting the harm done. It's about freeing ourselves from the emotional burden. By choosing to forgive, we release the hold that the past has on us and create space for healing and growth. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, allowing us to move forward with greater peace and clarity. It fosters emotional resilience and enables us to approach future interactions with a fresh perspective. Changing our perspective on disrespect can also help us manage it more effectively. Often, we magnify the significance of disrespectful behavior, allowing it to dominate our thoughts and emotions. By seeing disrespect as minor and temporary, we can reduce its impact on our well-being. This doesn't mean minimizing the behavior or its effects, but rather recognizing that it doesn't define us or our worth. By adopting a broader perspective, we can see disrespect as just one small part of a larger tapestry of life experiences. This shift in viewpoint helps us maintain our composure and focus on what truly matters. Incorporating humor into our response to disrespect can be incredibly liberating. Humor allows us to take a step back and see the situation from a different angle, often highlighting the ridiculousness of the behavior. It serves as a reminder that we have the power to choose how we react and that we can opt for a response that lightens the mood rather than intensifies the conflict. By injecting humor into our interactions, we demonstrate emotional intelligence and resilience, showing that we are not easily shaken by others' actions. This approach not only benefits us but can also positively influence the dynamic, making it easier to handle similar situations in the future. Establishing clear boundaries is a vital practice for maintaining self-respect and ensuring that we are treated with the dignity we deserve. When faced with disrespect, it's important to communicate our boundaries in a calm and assertive manner. This involves stating our needs and expectations clearly and following through with consistent actions. By doing so, we teach others how to interact with us and create a framework for respectful interactions. Boundaries are not about controlling others, but about honoring ourselves and our values. They help us navigate relationships with confidence and protect our emotional well-being. Forgiveness is a profound and transformative act that liberates us from the grip of anger and resentment. Choosing to forgive does not mean ignoring the hurt or excusing the behavior. It means acknowledging the pain but deciding not to let it control our lives. Forgiveness allows us to release the emotional baggage and move forward with a lighter heart. It fosters healing and empowers us to approach future interactions with a sense of renewal. By embracing forgiveness, we reclaim our emotional freedom and create space for more positive and fulfilling experiences. Adopting a changed perspective on disrespect can significantly alter its impact on us. Often, we allow disrespectful behavior to loom large in our minds, giving it more power than it deserves. By viewing disrespect as a fleeting and inconsequential part of life, we can diminish its hold on us. This shift in perspective helps us maintain our focus on the bigger picture and prioritize what truly matters. It enables us to respond with greater calmness and grace, recognizing that disrespect is just a temporary challenge, not a reflection of our worth. By keeping this broader perspective, we cultivate resilience and inner peace. As we navigate the complexities of dealing with disrespect, it's important to remember that we have the power to choose our responses. By incorporating Stoic principles such as self-reflection, emotional control, empathy, and acceptance, we build a foundation for handling disrespect with wisdom and composure. By setting boundaries, practicing forgiveness, and maintaining a sense of humor, we further enhance our ability to respond constructively. Ultimately, our goal is to foster interactions that are respectful and harmonious, while preserving our own dignity and well-being. If you're finding value in these insights and feel empowered to handle life's challenges with greater wisdom and calmness, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Your support helps us continue to share valuable teachings that can make a positive difference in our lives. Thank you for being part of our community, and together, let's cultivate a life of inner peace and strength.